location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Brian Christopher Kohberger in custody today.
Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything is alleged. Hey there, guys. One second, I gotta send this email back. Okie dokie. All right. Well, hello. If you've only seen me this time today, I hope you had a great day. How are you guys doing? We've gone live 3 times today. We were going to do an interview in the Idaho 4 case, but y'all have been talking about what happened at Penn State quite a bit over the past few days, so I figured we would take a break from that as well and have a discussion about what happened with Penn State. It is interesting, I will say, especially considering it's big old 2026 and the articles, and that was not a beer, by the way, that was a Coke Zero for anybody who's questioning what that sound was. The articles that I read said this investigation has been going on since like 23 and 24, and it's a big old 2026 when an arrest was finally made, and that's a little crazy to me. That's like years of them allowing this to happen and knowing that it was going on and not stopping it and just allowing it, and that's crazy. Crazy. So we're going to go over a couple of things. This is really interesting because like 14 people have been arrested so far. It looks like a father and a son, 2 brothers, and then like 10 other people. And I don't know if there's going to end up being more or what's going on, but it all revolves around cocaine trafficking. And again, that's just super interesting considering that their Sigma Chi and 2 other frats were involved in this situation since 23 and 24, what's going on now. And cocaine was a big deal, is a big topic in this Idaho case, this Idaho 4 case, because of what we're being told about Kaylee, and especially what we're being told about Xana and what it means when people go to Xana's room at that house. So, considering where we are and the crazy shit that's been going on in this case, until we had a reason to look at this direction, I did not look at this direction. You guys know this. I was very protective of that because you cannot just go around willy-nilly saying some crazy shit like that without having reason to. And we hadn't had rumors. There was no rumors about anything when it came to them whatsoever. Autopsy reports, interviews started coming out. Xana and Ethan have Adderall in their system. And interviews start talking about Adderall, Ethan knowing where to get it, Xana having it, cocaine, Xana having it, Kaylee doing cocaine, lots of stuff here. Does it change anything? It doesn't change anything. We're trying to find a freaking answer, okay? That's all we're trying to do because nothing adds up. And now we are at the point to where the guilty plea hopefully is going to be sending things back to trial so that we can get all the cards laid out on the table and the truth can come out. So I understand exactly why people are looking at this. Because there's possibilities here. We don't know what the hell is going on. So let me go ahead and share the first thing that I want to show you guys, which is actually the letter from Penn State. The letter from Penn State. This was posted yesterday, and it's going to give just a little bit of an overview of what's going on, and then we're going to watch what I believe is the press conference. I'm pretty sure that what I have queued up right here, that's 16 minutes long, is the press conference from what I can tell. So we're going to read this, and then we're going to watch the presser. I mean, this kind of stuff and the adult-ass people, not just these college idiots, but these adults, these parents, a father, okay, being arrested with this stuff is crazy to me. And also tells you, which you already know, but it just gives you a more public viewing of how many different kinds of people will put themselves into this sort of business that all have different reaches, different positions. It's nothing for somebody at the University of Idaho, actually, like staff, to have been aware of something that was going on, you know. But let's just drop all that for right now and see what's actually going on with this. So we are going to read this letter again, and I'll give you guys this link in case you wanted to keep up with whatever this is. They might end up dropping more letters. I don't know. This is just officially from Penn State itself. This is from their psu.edu website. Yesterday, August the 17th. University Park, Pennsylvania. Make this a little bit bigger. Okay. University Park, Pennsylvania. At 10:30 a.m. today, Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday announced charges against 14 individuals, mostly current or former Penn State students, allegedly involved in a criminal narcotics operation in 2023 and 2024 involving two off-campus Greek organizations, Sigma Chi and Delta Upsilon. Immediately after learning of these serious allegations, Penn State is placing Delta Upsilon on interim suspension while the Office of Student Accountability and Conflict Response investigates. Why not Sigma Chi? Okay. Penn State Student Affairs will be addressing these charges through the individual student conduct process for current students, and Delta Upsilon also will be reviewed through the university's organizational conduct processes. Sigma Chi is not a recognized organization and operates outside of the university's support and oversight. So the Sigma Chi fraternity at Penn State has no association at all with the school. That's weird. Sigma Chi is not a recognized organization and operates outside of the university's support and oversight. That's odd. Student Affairs also is moving quickly to establish additional educational and hazing prevention efforts that can be enhanced during the first week of the semester. We are horrified by these serious allegations against current and former students, said Andrea Dowhauer, Vice President for Student Affairs. Criminal activity, including hazing such as this, has no place at our institution, and we will cooperate with law enforcement in any way we can. We will continue to enhance our efforts around health and safety and hazing educational efforts for all our organizations. When the university learns of criminal charges against a recognized student organization or a current student, the Office of Student Accountability and Conflict Response initiates its own investigation and holds the organization and individuals responsible for misconduct separately from charges filed by law enforcement. This includes disciplinary action up to and including permanent separation from the university for both the organization and individuals involved. The university's Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life has health and safety staff that consistently work with Greek organizations and their members to promote safe behaviors and educate on risk and anti-hazing. Okay, well, good for you. It didn't really work out too well. Let me see if I can get this bigger over here on YouTube. Okay. So this right here is a press conference. And this is where I believe they're going to run down all of the names of everyone that was arrested, what their affiliations were. Again, I'm pretty positive there's at least two brothers, and there's also a father and a son. So let's take a listen.
Right now, I want to get to a story that has a lot of people talking at this point. Now, this is all coming in out of Pennsylvania. Take a look at these photos where more than a dozen people were criminally charged over the alleged ties to a cocaine trafficking ring in Pennsylvania that involved 2 fraternities and students. There are a total of 14 defendants, 13 of which were
14.
Penn State University students at or around the time of the alleged crimes, which were in 2023 and 2024. They were charged Monday. That's according to the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office.
See, 2023, 2024. Why are we just now pressing charges?
4 defendants face charges of felony corrupt organizations, conspiracy, and other offenses, while a 5th is charged with felony conspiracy and other crimes. 8 other student-aged...
That's a dad. That's a father. That was involved in this too.
Defendants are charged with misdemeanor counts like possession. One defendant, who is the father of a student, is accused of evidence tampering and hindering the investigation. At least 4 of those defendants are current students, according to the Attorney General's office. Again, there is a lot to this investigation. 2 defendants, who were the main suppliers, made routine trips to Philadelphia and New York to get large amounts of cocaine.
Was that one from like each frat? Yeah, look. Augustino was from Sigma Chi. Thomas Robinson from Delta Upsilon. So these would be the runners who would run and go and get the shit and bring it back, 1 from each frat. Wow.
And New York to get large amounts of cocaine, according to the AG's office. The cocaine was then packaged mainly at the Sigma Chi and Delta Upsilon fraternity houses and distributed primarily to Penn State University students. What's interesting here is we do have this update coming in from the Pennsylvania Attorney General as he breaks down all of the charges. And I want to play that for you here right now on Live Now from Fox.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Attorney General Dave Sunday, and we're here in State College today to announce charges against more than a dozen individuals in connection with a drug trafficking operation revolving around a pair of fraternities for Penn State University students. All but one of the charged defendants were Penn State University students at or around the time of this alleged criminal conduct. These charges were the result of a long-term investigation between the Office of Attorney General, Bureau of Narcotics Investigation, State College Police Department, and a pair of statewide investigating...
I'm really wondering... I'm about to yawn real hard. Maybe I stopped it. I'm really wondering if they had people like infiltrate as fraternity members, infiltrate and see what you had to do in order to get in on it. You know what I mean? I'm sure they did.
Grand juries impaneled by my office. What we learned during this investigation was that
from Penn State to the state pen. How ironic. Yeah, no shit.
Between 2023 and 2024, large amounts of cocaine, kilos, were brought from Philadelphia.
Can you imagine? Like, do you know how much it costs to go to freaking Penn State? Oh my God. I'd be whipping my kid's ass for every wasted dollar. Oh my God.
Philadelphia and New York to State College, where they were cut and packaged for sale primarily to Penn State students. The 2 main dealers, the top of the chain, if you will, were senior members of the Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi fraternities. Agostino Abatiello was at the very top of the chain. Thomas Robinson was a rung below that on the ladder. And this poster here shows Operation Drugs Unlimited, and it shows the hierarchy of the organization. The evidence presented to the grand jury led to a recent presentment and recommendation of charges against 14 defendants. The evidence.
Damn, I wonder how long that grand jury took, considering there's 14 different defendants. They have to submit something for each one, I'm sure, or they can't just be like this person has this connection to this. Like, they really have to like prove it.
And showed that cocaine was primarily packaged at the fraternity houses, and that packaging was done by fraternity brothers and oftentimes pledges. In fact, we found
pledges. people that actually don't even have loyalty to anything yet. You're just letting them pack up your freaking booger sugar. Oh my God. Like, how did y'all last this long? Like, seriously.
A pattern of events that showed cutting and bagging cocaine was, for some pledges, an indoctrination into the Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi fraternities. Before I
initiation to cut and bag cocaine, that's crazy. Oh my God.
Get into further details on the investigation and conduct, let me tell you about the charges. And I want to emphasize that all of these individuals are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. Agostino Abatiello, Thomas Robinson, and
I find that so funny how they always try to pretend like that actually matters, right? Oh, let's just keep in mind everyone here is innocent until proven guilty. Now let me slather their names and their faces all over national television. The irony of the stupidity. Like, obviously, we know how it goes, but to say that and then do all that, like, it's always comical to me.
And Sigma Chi fraternities. Before I get into further details on the investigation and conduct, let me tell you about the charges. And I want to emphasize that all of these individuals are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. Agostino Abatiello, Thomas Robinson, and two others, Mohammed Harabi and Lars Ziepvat, are charged with felony corrupt organizations because this was a coordinated and organized cocaine trafficking operation with regular trips to those source cities and large amounts of cocaine being brought back to these fraternities. They are also charged with conspiracy, dealing in proceeds of unlawful activity, and related offenses. A fifth person, Robert Zanola, is charged with felony conspiracy and criminal use of communication facility and related misdemeanors. These are the 5 primary dealers. The 8 other student-age defendants in this case have been charged with misdemeanor counts of drug possession and paraphernalia.
Really?
The only non-student charge is Thomas Robinson's father, Paul Robinson, who we allege took steps to conceal evidence, including a safe containing drugs and cash.
So the dad tried to hide the safe that had the drugs and the money. Oh my God.
Drug possession and paraphernalia. The only non-student charge is Thomas Robinson's father, Paul Robinson, who we allege took steps to conceal evidence, including a safe containing drugs and cash. That's crazy. And obstruct this investigation. All are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. I know there may be many questions about the university in regards to these students and this conduct. This is the
question is, why did the dad bother to get involved? Like, I have to wonder if there's more to him just trying to protect his stupid kid, because that's a big thing to do. To try to go and hide the safe and the money with the drugs, that's like a big risk. Especially when it's not just your kid. Like, when there's over a dozen people involved, like, what do you think you're going to accomplish here? I just don't understand the point.
Serious criminal conduct.
I don't get it.
There was nothing junior or childlike about this type of conduct. This was an upper-level trafficking organization for this region in Pennsylvania.
That's crazy.
In fact, multiple witnesses who testified in front of the grand jury referred to Abatiello as the largest dealer of cocaine for Penn State University students. Regarding the university's knowledge or actions in response to this conduct, in consideration of the confidential nature of the grand jury proceedings and ongoing active prosecutions, I can say this: we did not hear of any drug packaging happening on Penn State's campus. Again, the packaging happened at off-campus fraternity houses.
So when it's something horrible that you can't get sympathy from, people want to make sure you understand it's off campus. But if it's a murder that can get you bazillions of dollars of donations, and even if it's an off-campus house, you're going to pretend like it's university related and then question why we're side-eyeing it. Like, obviously, those are 2 different schools. It's just like, it's interesting that this was an off-campus thing that literally had something to do with actual college students pledging and being part of Greek life, which is a part of the university. It doesn't matter that Sigma Chi was doing its own thing and wasn't part of the school. Delta Upsilon was. So it's just funny, like the difference. We want to make sure that you guys understand this was off campus. But let it be Idaho, and it's a completely different story. They take responsibility and hold on to things and give things weight that they don't need because it had nothing to do with the school. It's just funny.
And the actual drug dealing was largely from friend to friend, fraternity brother to fraternity brother, acquaintance to acquaintance, and at fraternity houses and or during parties or social engagements. With regard to parents that might be watching this and thinking about what's happening at the school, I just want to say this. There is no city, county, community that exists that doesn't have to deal with issues such as drug use, drug dealing, addiction, and things of that nature. This is something that occurs all throughout our country and all throughout the world. And that being said, we take it very, very seriously, which is why we conducted this investigation, which is why we filed the charges we filed. And
But 3 years. Watching them and trying to figure out what's been going on since 2023, you couldn't have done this before. How does it take 3 years to charge a bunch of stupid fraternity brats with drug trafficking charges? If you saw that they headed out to these freaking cities and brought cocaine back a single freaking time to even get them on your radar back in 2023, why in the actual shit did this take so long? We're not hearing of their dealer being taken down. We're hearing about the stupid college brats being arrested. Where's the dealer that they were going over to the big city to get it from? 3 years for what? Some little brats? Some little brats. That's crazy.
We'll say that not only have we filed these charges, but I promise you that we will be watching for.
How many people were impacted while the cocaine was getting sold back and forth, and all this shit was going on? It's just like these operations where all these kids get found. And it's like a bulk of kids at one time. I don't care. I don't give you props for that because that means that you knew where those kids were the entire time and you waited until it was financially okay for y'all to go swoop in and take them all at one time. How much more trauma and abuse did those kids go through? How many died waiting for you to make your freaking move because you needed one more to make it worth your while? See, this is where I don't give you kudos. I don't give you pats on the back. You took too long. You took too long. You're telling me that you knew about it ahead of time and you took too long. And that's what I always think of, the in-between. What happened since you knew about it and before you made a move that could have been prevented if you'd have just done the right thing to begin with instead of waiting around? Just gets on my nerves.
Students who think about going to college, being away from home for the first time, and having an opportunity to kind of do what they want, they need to understand that there are always going to be ramifications for your actions. And just because you're at college and you're making money and you think that this is something you can get away with, it's not. It's extremely serious. Law enforcement takes it extremely seriously, and we will continue to investigate and prosecute individuals that decide to deal drugs on college campuses.
His eyebrows
so
are
how
very
do we get to this point today? This conduct regards trafficking that happened throughout 2023 and 2024.
See, it's 26.
Law enforcement employed a number of investigative tactics to identify the individuals involved, how they were obtaining the cocaine, and methods of packaging and distribution. The grand jury presentment recommending charges is available to you as it is the affidavit of probable cause attached to the filed criminal complaints. You will read about the runs to Philadelphia and New York, the large quantities of cocaine that came back from these sources, and the transactions, large and small.
But where's the arrest of those sources? Like, is New York going to pop a press conference sometime soon and let us know that they took down a big drug dealer? Or you just got some dumb little college dummies? Like, this doesn't really do much for me unless you took down the source.
Followed. I will note that Thomas Robinson was charged previously as well in December of 2024 with drug dealing. Charges against all 14 defendants were filed this morning. The majority of those with felony.
So one person was charged before, and it took them this long to charge the rest?
And the transactions, large and small, that followed. I will note that Thomas Robinson was charged previously as well in December of 2024 with drug dealing. Charges against all 14 defendants.
So he was arrested in 2024, and it took this long. It took this long?
Defendants were filed this morning. The majority of those with felony charges were arraigned this morning, with the exception of Abatiello, who a warrant has.
I wonder how many overdoses happened in that time frame of them waiting around to make an arrest for 2 years, 3 years.
Been issued for his arrest. I want to conclude by thanking the members of my office, the Office of Attorney General, the agents and the attorneys, and the State College Police Department for their diligent work, their investigation, and the time that they committed to this investigation that we're here to talk about today. I want to thank the grand jurors for their diligence while hearing.
But the problem is that most of the time, the stories that we hear is that it's not coke anymore. It's cut with fent. That's what the problem is, really. Like, I understand there's been a lot of people that have used that stuff for a super long time. The problem, again, and not just fent, there's like another one now that's even stronger. And people are going in and cutting it with that. And I honestly just don't get it. Like, you would think that a drug dealer would not want to kill their customers by cutting already a dangerous substance with something even more dangerous that could literally take their lives. Not only are you getting rid of your clientele like a dumb shit, but you're also facing homicide charges. Most of the time, these damn drug dealers are getting charged, as they should be. Two years.
From the many witnesses who provided testimony and evaluating that testimony before ultimately recommending the charges that we have filed today. At this time, I will note that this is an ongoing investigation. There are certain secrecy aspects that are still in place. And obviously, with that being said, there are certain things we cannot discuss at this time, but to the of our ability, we will answer the questions that we can. So if anyone has any questions, we will take those questions now.
Do you know if any of them are still state students or?
Yeah,
as of now,
former.
None of them are still.
Because they've been expelled. Yes, they already said it
the
was
14
both.
individuals that we filed charges against, none of which are still Penn State students.
But is that the articles literally say former and current? So are you only saying that because now they're expelled because they've been charged? Because you're technically not answering that question the right way if that's the case.
The charges dating back to 2023 or the investigation. Some might ask why weren't these folks arrested earlier if they were doing this amount of drugs?
Thank you.
So the incidents occurred during the course of 2023, 2024, and that's when obviously we then were brought in. Investigations of this nature
2 years.
Take time. They're very detailed. And what we wanted to do was make sure that we took the time to arrest all of these individuals so that we could do our best to root out this criminal organization to stop it from being able to continue to deal cocaine in the future.
I'm not impressed. If you did not take down the guy in Philadelphia, if you did not take down the guy in New York, someone else around that area now knows, oh shit, there's people that have been getting sold cocaine for years that suddenly aren't going to be able to get their fix. It's my time to shine. Okay, that's what happens. There's always some dumb shit who's going to take the reign no matter what happens or how many people in front of him get busted, killed, arrested. It doesn't matter. Some dumb shit's always going to do it. So until you go and you take out the supply, I don't care about this. You arrested a bunch of dumbasses. What does this do? You just gave the next guy a business idea. That's all you did.
You said pledges were sometimes made to package cocaine as part of initiation. Are there going to be any hazing-like charges filed or anything of that nature?
Well, so this goes back to what I mentioned earlier about this is an ongoing investigation. We're here today to discuss the 14 defendants and specifically the drug charges that were filed against them.
It's definitely a losing fight all the way around, all across the world. It's a losing fight.
All right, hearing no further questions, thank you for being here this morning. And again, I want to thank the hard work of the law enforcement agents that worked on this case.
That's what's bothering me. Like they're not saying that they took down where these guys were going. They just took down the dumbasses. That's not good enough for me personally. When it took this long, you know what I mean?
I want to thank the prosecutors that worked on this case. I want to thank the analysts and everyone else that collectively put in their time to make sure that we could do everything we can to get these drugs off the streets. Thank you.
For the next few weeks.
All right, again, that was Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday. Now, he posted this on social media saying, Attorney General Dave Sunday announced charges against 14 people in connection to a cocaine trafficking operation involving primarily college students and 2 fraternities at Penn State University. Quote, this is a very serious criminal conduct. There was nothing junior or childlike about this conduct. This was an upper-level trafficking organization for this region of Pennsylvania. Now, he also posted about another story here because he had a busy day. You could see it says Attorney General Dave Sunday announced that former Western Pennsylvania-based Ukrainian Catholic priest Gregory Allen Medea is charged with theft and financial exploitation regarding more than $740,000 stolen from 3 churches, church affiliates, and the priest's own mother.
That son of a bitch stole from his own mama. Oh my God. What an asshole. $740,000 between 3 churches and his own mom. Throw it, key. Throw it, key. Lock that son of a bitch up and never let him out ever again. What? That's horrible. Oh my God. Is there a picture of that loser? No. That's crazy. What an asshole. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see if there's anything like, I don't really think there's going to be any like new information. They're still keeping a lot of it like, you know, whatever, because it's related to the school. Most recent. See, I wanted to read this damn article right here, but I am not subscribing to read it. It just says, when officers went into Thomas Robinson's room at Penn State's Delta Upsilon Fraternity House, he thought he was being pranked. See, will it let us listen to? I don't want to listen to 8 minutes of just voices. I'm also not paying for that. Okay, here's this accused mastermind. Who is Agostino Abatiello? Okay, as long as it's paused. Accused mastermind of Penn State cocaine ring surrenders. The drugs were cut, packaged, and sold primarily to Penn State students. I don't want this ad. So which one is he? Abatiello. So he's right here. He's like the youngest looking one. A Long Island man accused of running a college cocaine pipeline behind fraternity house doors at Penn State University surrendered to authorities Tuesday. Today. Agostino Abatiello, I don't know how to say that, of Westbury, New York, appeared before a judge on multiple felony charges, including possession and conspiracy. He was denied bail. One witness said, according to court documents, that he paid Abatiello more than $50,000 to supply drugs. The 24-year-old was an accounting student with a passion for numbers, according to his About Me page. A woman unloading groceries into the Westbury home would not answer any questions on Tuesday, probably his mom. The so-called ringleader of the PSU cocaine trafficking ring was charged along 13 other defendants this week. large quantities of cocaine. The men will return to Delta Sigma Chi, where the drugs would be cut and packaged by fraternity brothers and pledges. This was a coordinated and highly profitable drug trafficking crew revolving around 2 senior members of the fraternities. Abatello Robinson and 2 other students identified as Mohammed Harabi and Lars Ziefvat were charged with felony corrupt organizations, conspiracy dealing with proceeds of unlawful activity, and other related offenses. Harabi's mother opened the door of the family home in Secaucus, but didn't want to discuss her son's arrest. No one answered the door at the Ziefvat home in Minham. Pam Teal, who's known the Harabi family for years, said she was in shock to hear the allegations. Everything that neighbors do, they are perfect. They are wonderful people. I just heard about it this morning, and I'm devastated. A 5th student, Robert Zanola, was charged with felony conspiracy, criminal use of communication facility, and other related misdemeanors. 8 other students, Liam Smith, Michael Brogno, Caden Howe, Connor Hurley, Seth Beardsley, Kyle Ridpath, Daniel Price, and Charles Wiseman were charged with misdemeanor counts of drug possession and paraphernalia. The lone non-Penn State student who was charged was identified as Paul Robinson, the father of Thomas Robinson, Sunday said. According to investigators, Paul Robinson was accused of concealing evidence by stashing drugs. Oh, he didn't take a safe and try to hide a safe. He had the drugs and the drug money in his own safe, trying to hide stuff? Or are you part of it? Is he telling people he was hiding stuff and he really was just hiding his own shit? Because that's crazy. In a statement, Penn State said Delta Upsilon was placed on interim suspension. Yeah. That's wild. Who is this guy? That has nothing to do with this part. No, not at all. Accused ringleader is this guy. Look at him. Look at him. You know what he reminds me of? What's the little villain guy off of Minions? The one that has the sharks in the floor. It's kind of like that. Like you wouldn't really suspect that he's a villain, but then like look at the look on his face. He looks like a villain. A villain in disguise. Accused ringleader of Penn State fraternity cocaine operation surrenders. That's crazy. 24 years old, whole life down the drain. Accused ringleader of a cocaine trafficking ring at Penn State University has turned himself in. Your whole life ruined. Your whole life ruined. I don't know. Are they smiling? Are these their mugshots? Like, are these their mugshots or are these like their ID photos? Because this dude is smiling. This dude looks sad. This dude is smiling. So, are these your freaking mugshots? That's crazy. That's so great. And there's the dad. So that's his dad. Dad don't look too happy. I guess not, dumbass. My God. That's wild. That's wild. But I guess that's really it, you guys. I just wanted to go over it because y'all have been talking about it for a while, and I wanted to see like what everything was because I hadn't really looked at the whole story, so I'd rather just look at it with you guys. Wowza. Super wowza. I just find it insane that they are aware of a situation going on for so long and they somehow find a reason to make it go years and years and years. And again, I understand wanting to make sure that you have all your, T's crossed and your I's dotted and everything right. But to take that long, especially whenever you already have one in jail, and you are not announcing the arrest of the big guy. You're not saying that you arrested the man or whoever that they were getting their supply from, that you just arrested the dumbasses who were running back and forth and then selling it. You're not giving us an announcement of, and we arrested the dealer or the supplier or like anything like that. So, I mean, do they not think that whoever it is that they were buying this stuff from, A, I don't know how they were watching them for this long and they don't know who it was. And B, I don't know how you announce this kind of thing so openly and then not expect there to be like some closure or some sort of secrecy stuff going on now until the coast is clear with whoever the suppliers were. If you haven't already moved on the suppliers, or are you announcing it now because you're expecting them to make a move, and when they make a move, that's when you're going to catch them? I mean, I don't know. This is all kind of crazy to me, and you're not giving us the big guy, so why did it take so long? I find that dumb, but that's just me. That's just me. It seems like a big waste of time. It really, really does. Oh, thank you for the $14.99 Rare Earth. A member for 15 months. Loved your video earlier today. Mad respect. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. 11 months RC. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Ganakoga. I hope I'm saying that right. It's a cute little kitty cat. I love the little kitty cat. We're getting bubbles in 2 days and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to show him to you guys. He's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Thank you for the jewels, you guys. I appreciate that. Jewels for jewels. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I'm going to try to get some sleep. If I can go to sleep. I need to learn to stay off my phone. I need to put something on my phone that stops me from getting on the internet. So that I stop scrolling so much at night and actually go to sleep. We're going to get back to going over interviews and stuff tomorrow. My first live will probably be around 3:15. It's Wednesday, so it'll probably be around like 3:15, 3:45, somewhere around there. We'll go live twice tomorrow, probably do a document and probably do an interview because we still have a couple of the documents from the previous release from Ballard and Larkin and Wolf and all that stuff that we still are supposed to be going over. So we'll be going through those. We'll just take turns. We'll do one interview, one document a day, I guess, and just do what we can in between. Now, the Ada County finally, they took for freaking ever. They finally got back to me today, and I paid the little fee to get the little motion of transcript or whatever, and it's been approved, but again, it's not... it looks like maybe the recording was also asked for, but they have recording scratched out. And what was the other one? What was the other one? God, where is it? You open it over here. And pop it up right here just so I can show you guys this real quick. And I'll put this in the Google Drive later tonight. Because I gotta stay on here and do some stuff for my Simply. Oh, Jesus. Where's my face? There it is. I have to do some stuff tonight for my Simply Safe sponsor, so I'm going to be online anyway. So I'll add some of my stuff that I still need to put in the Google Drive in there today. I think there's a couple of things I still have to add to that. But yeah, this is just the order for transcript. Having reviewed the petitioner's motion and finding good cause, therefore, it is hereby ordered that the transcripts office of the trial court administrator for Ada County shall produce the transcript of the sentencing hearing held on July 23rd, 2025 at the expense of the state public defender, is just what was written in there by Judge Hippler. Yeah. And I mean, you don't really need the recording. It's live everywhere. You can just literally get it from anywhere. Honestly, I don't remember them asking for the recording. Did he ask for the recording? I honestly don't remember. But we'll see how long it takes now for them to actually, file something. I'm anxiously waiting to read what the lawyers put together. I'm expecting it to be detailed. I would hope that everything that Brian has to say about what happened in statements, maybe even signed statements, declarations from the family, are included. That would be kind of interesting to read, especially with us going over the psychological information earlier and reading the stuff that the family had told to the psychiatrist and things like that, and knowing that they took all this time in there and were, trying to do whatever that Ann Taylor was threatening them all with. It's going to be interesting to read their testimonies from being scared to death, frightened, thinking the worst is going to freaking happen, thinking that they don't have any choices, thinking that they're hopeless. I can't wait to read those, hear what they have to say. They deserve to be heard. So fingers crossed that it comes out soon enough, but not too fast to where it's crap, because I hope that it's worth it. I really hope that this attorney is worth it. We shall see. We shall see. Thanks for the 199, Kim. Have you heard of Bailey? I don't know what that last name, Dimps something. Well, didn't you email me about this? Hold on a second. Let me pull up your email. I think I saw this in the thingy about it. Hold on. Okay. Bailey Dempster. She seems to be the only girl from the September lunch that was still at the school, possibly living in a house close by. Not sure if she was even interviewed. I didn't see her on Connor's page. I think I've heard the name Bailey before. I'm not sure the last name. Any of you guys know that name? She's in a pic with Kaylee when younger. Kaylee's friend. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. I think I've heard the name Bailey before. I don't know if that's the last name. I bet Bubbly Waters would know. Bubbly has like all the family tree stuff and all the friends and stuff. Or Amber Vance might have something about her. Accomplished A might have something in her timeline for that. I'm not really quite sure. But that lunch in September is really interesting to me for 1,000 reasons we've already discussed. So I will take a look. And do some more looking around for that. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, OG Crypto. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Bubbly knows all the names. No, Emma Bailey and Bailey Dempster, you said it was? Dempster? No, those are 2 completely different people. But the September lunch thing is interesting. I didn't know that she was a part of that. So that, yeah, I'll take a look at that for sure. Thank you for that, Kim. I will definitely take a look at that. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out and going over this crazy stuff. Let me see if I got this right thing right here. There it is. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. You guys have a super, super great night. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day in the morning. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out, all the good things, all the mantras, all the stuff. I need to come up with like some sort of something affirmation, I guess, like towards the end here, so that we can all leave with a little bit of positive aura, especially when we dig into like really deep stuff, like the wounds and the autopsy stuff and like the crime itself. I need some sort of something here, so I'm going to figure that out. I'll figure it out. You guys have a super, super great night. Get some sleep. See y'all.